Hi everyone, thank you for the intro. So I'm Pierrick Arnal, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Okeiro, a precision medicine platform that transforms the way we manage patients that got an organ transplantation, kidney, heart, liver. So in a nutshell, it's a company of 30 people. We raised 15 million euros. It's 2 years old. We already are reimbursed by Social Security in France, and we are now expanding to the US. So for this talk, let's start with a real, what matters at the end in healthcare, a real clinical use case. So we have Thomas, 20 years old, who got a genetic kidney disease, unfortunately, and he needed a new kidney at the age of 20. Fortunately for him, his mother gave him her kidney. So that's the ideal scenario, because in this clinical scenario, you would expect a graft survival to last for decades, literally decades. Unfortunately for Thomas, he lost his kidney 4 years later due to a series of mismanagement by the hospital. And we have his father came to us months ago looking for answer, and we had a huge discussion with the father, with the family, and we had access to the historical data of Thomas. And we run it through the predictive analytics pipeline that we are developing at Okeiro, and we saw that we could have detected months, even years in advance, the graft deterioration that unfortunately led to the graft loss. And that's exactly what we are designing and what the Okeiro platform is designed to prevent. So for today, I just want to focus on the way we built the platform and how the title of the talk, from how we go from the data to clinical decision. So let's start with the first layer, which is the data engine. So we are in healthcare, so we need standardized, high-quality data, and for that you need to be connected to electronic health record, labs, imaging. In transplant, you need immunology data, you need histopathology data from the biopsy. And in France, it can be tricky to get this data because the infrastructure to get it, it's still immature. Even there, it's getting better. In the US, you have a quite mature interoperability ecosystem where you can connect to Epic, we can connect to care quality to have an up-to-date patient profile. So as soon as we have this data, we then go to the second step, which is the analytics pipeline, the analytics engine, where we developed new models, and from combining liquid biopsy with clinical data to have a biomarker of early graft injury. And we have also designed an algorithm to predict the graft survival up to 10 years. It's called the iBox. And I think one important thing to remember for the second layer of analytics, it's the importance of getting regulatory approval for all those algorithms. Because at the end of the day, the clinicians need to trust the system, to use it, to have proper clinical adoptions, and iBox is a good example. And Cocorico, because it's a French model, we developed based on thousands of French patients a model that has been qualified by the European Medicine Agency and by the FDA as a co-primary endpoint that can be used in clinical trials, which is the highest standard that you can have in the regulatory process. So it means that with those accreditation, you're really making a stamp for the clinicians to be able to use it. So that's for the second step. As soon as you have the data, the analytics layer with all your algorithm, then you have the third component, which is the critical one, the one that we are focusing a lot right now, which is the recommendation pipeline. And what we've done, we started from high quality data, okay, meaning top journals, scientific literature, medical guidelines. We designed LLMs to convert all those knowledge into medical rules. Those medical rules are then converted into a huge graph knowledge, okay, with schematically each node being a clinical status, a biomarker, it can be a threshold, a lot of different things. And we designed another LLMs to reason through this graph, this knowledge graph, to be able to do the prediction, meaning recommendations for diagnostic or for therapeutic options. And so all of that, we're using this new approach. The clinician is not reacting anymore. He can really predict and anticipate the graph deterioration of the patient. And he can do it with precision, and he can do it at scale because it's explainable, the way we designed the system, and it's really accurate. And so I think it's really important because right now in transplant medicine, you may have it seen in the news, we start to have transplantation from gene-edited pig to humans. And so in the near future, it may be a world where the organ shortage is not the limiting factor anymore. And it means that in practice, the limiting factor would be to manage all those highly complex patients at scale, and systems like Okeiro can enable it, basically. So that's exactly why we are waking up every morning at Okeiro. Thank you for your attention.